Hello and welcome. So today we are going to be doing lavender, but in 3 different ways, which I thought could be quite fun. So I've actually got 3 little pieces of 6" by 4" paper that I've pushed together like this and put the washi tape around. And as usual, I'm using my cutting mat as my board. I'm also using, let me find the paints that I'm using. These are Van Gogh, so by Royal Talons, and this is their Aguarella Floral set. Now this is a new set that's only recently come out, I believe. This is the booklet that came with the whole set. So this came with lots of things, not just the paints. It came with paper, it came with these brushes and the little booklet and mixing palette. Yeah, I've got a video on that if you want to have a look at that. But this for this painting, I'm going to be using these brushes that came with that set. So these are the Van Gogh brushes. They're size 6 round, a size 0 round, and I've also got a rigger, a size 0 rigger here. So these are the 3 brushes that came with it. This is what the colours look like in that palette. That's where I've swatched them out. So for our 3 versions of lavender today, I'm going to mix up. I'm going to use some quinacridone rose, now I mix quite a bit of this and then I can adjust it later on. I'm going to try that with the ultramarine deep. Yep, that gives me a really nice purple there. But I'm going to take a little bit of that over here and I'm going to add a bit more the quinacridone rose to it, maybe a tad more. And then I get a slightly different purple. So I want about 3 different purples, basically, is what I'm aiming for here. Let's go for one that's really deep and dark, shall we? So that my lavender is not all one colour. So this time we'll take a smaller bit of, maybe a tad more, a smaller bit of the quinacridone rose there. So this goes from a reddy purple to a mid purple to a bluey purple, I suppose you might say. So I've got my 3 purples there that I can, I might not have enough of, I might have to mix up more, but that's my starting point. And then I'm going to use, what green shall we use? Sap green, maybe. Let's use, shall we use Viridian? I think Viridian might look really nice against the purple. Okay, so let's get some Viridian in there. And then what I want to do is get a bit more in there. But I'm going to add some of the ultramarine deep that we used for our purple. Oh, that gives me a gorgeous colour of blue. Do I really want blue though? Shall we add a bit more of the Viridian and see? Well, do you know what? Maybe those 2 will look quite nice. Let's leave it at that. Okay. You can obviously pick whatever colours you want. But but if you mix your purple, it means that you are able to get lots of different shades. And pick a green and then use the blue that you used for your purple, and you'll get a couple of different greens then. So for our first lavender, I'm taking my inspiration from the Wildflower watercolour book by Sushma Hedge, and I'm just going to be following her instructions to hopefully end up with something a little bit like this. So initially, I'm going to start with my top little buds, and we'll start on the left as I'm right-handed. So let's get some of these just little buds in, and we need to leave some white spaces, and we need to go down each side so we can just add in a bit more each side, leaving some little gaps. And I'm going to go for my middle purple and just get that intermingling in there a little bit. And I seem to have got a wasp, so just bear with. Just so that you know, I didn't kill the wasp. I just helped him get out of the window at the opposite end. There we go. So we have got one of our lavenders. I think we'll do 3. So let's do another one. Maybe we'll get a smaller one coming in here. Just mixing up our different purples as we go, and it doesn't matter if that overlaps a bit. There's our second one. And then let's get our third one in. And we're just doing little strokes either side. And bring that one down. And there we have our 3 little lavenders. So next we need to do our stems, and I'm going to change my brush to this rigger. And I'm going to use some of my plain Viridian green. And I'm going to get myself a nice stem coming down. And then we can have another one going straight down, and then one crossing over, and then we've got quite a nice shape going on there. The other thing that we need to do, so I'm going to get my size 0 now, still using this painting anyway, this Viridian green, and I'm just going to dot in the spaces a little bit of the green. there. Leaves, we need some leaves, so I think I'm gonna yeah, I might just take a bit of each of those, and I might go back to my bigger brush actually. So let's take a little bit of each of those, and we will do our leaves. Now the leaves are kind of scraggly. Can you say scraggly? Like so. And quite often there's a couple coming out in one place. So I think we will go with that. And then we've got our little leaves coming through. So I'll bring that up for you. And I think you can see that makes quite a nice picture. I think I would be tempted to do some splatting, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave them and follow the tutorials. But you do go ahead and, you know, if you want to do something slightly different and add a few splats there, then go ahead. Our second version of Lavender, I'm going to be using the Jean Haynes Paint Yourself Calm, and hoping we get something that looks like this. So let's mix up a bit more of our lavender mixes. Take that one and add a bit more blue, then we'll get a really quite dark purpley one. There we go. We've got some different purples going on there now. So we're going to start again. Doesn't matter, we can mix all of these up. And we're going to have three, but I think we'll have them all going in one direction. So for this one, we've kind of got them coming off in like little buds, if you will. Let's add a bit more blue in as we go down. So and in this one we've got the so there we have one. So a slightly different technique there. Let's have our second one. Maybe that starts up a bit higher. And we've got these buds that come out. And perhaps we'll have that coming down a bit further. So I'm just mixing all my purples up as I go, really. And then we'll have our third one, maybe even more at an angle. Let's add a bit more blue in. And that one can be kind of going off the page a little bit. Then we're going to need our blue and our Viridian we used, didn't we? There we go. And we're going to get some of those stalks in. And we're not doing leaves on this one by the looks of it, so we won't be doing leaves, but I think we can mix up a slightly different colour here. Okay, and then what we're going to do, which is kind of probably a bit counterintuitive, is we're going to get some lines coming through. So we want these lines showing some movement, if you will, and I want that, where's my spray bottle? I want that to kind of mix and merge a little bit more. So I'm going to get my spray bottle out, and then I'm going to allow it to move a little bit. And then we have something that is a little bit more almost organic. In fact, let's just, I feel like this needs to move a little bit more. And of course you can. There, that's a little bit better. Right, our third one, I'm going to turn this around. Which way should we do it? Let's do it this way for the minute, because I want it landscape. And still using the same colours, I'm going to do a little bit of an abstract Fields of Lavender, which also comes from the Jean Haynes Paint Yourself Calm. So I'm going to take my kind of more bluey green at the top here, and I'm going to put a bit of a sky in. And then I want more of the green. I want that to kind of bleed into the sky. So I'm just going to tip that so that it kind of does its thing. I don't want it to be, and then I'm just going to bring some water down, and I want my mix, and I want it to be more magenta than anything else initially, and I'm just going to be doing these kinds of lines that represent the lavender. And then I'm just going to take the blue this time, more or less anyway, and I'm going to add some of that in. And hopefully we get the impression, oh, did I go off the page? We then get the impression, I get my spray bottle again, because I want that to merge a bit more. Going down, there we are. These glorious colours. And you can add a bit more in if you wanted, like I am. Okay, we're going to allow all of those to dry. I will unmask my paper and we will see what we've got. But none of those I think are particularly tricky, and they give us something quite pretty. We could maybe use them on birthday cards that we're going to make, or a get well card, or anything like that. So I'm going to dry these off and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I think we are dry enough. So let's just undo these. And I think I've still got a bit there. There we go. Okay. So we have got this one, which is probably more standard. We've got this one that's got quite a lot of movement in it. Remove my water. And then we've got this one, which is kind of like an abstract of a lavender field. And I think that any of those would make a very nice, you could stick those on a card, or you could just send them as they are, I guess, or just give them as little thank you cards. But yeah, 3 different ways to do lavender. If you wanted, you could carry on. You could maybe add some gold or some silver, or you know, add some other embellishment if you like to them. For me, I think it's the simplicity of them that I like. So for me, I'm literally just going to stick my signature on them. Like so. And for me, I'm happy with those. Those are done. I think they, yeah, simplicity maybe on this one is the best. But I'm very pleased with the way that this set of paints is working out, and these little brushes do seem to work really well. I need to rinse those a bit more. So yes, lavender, 3 different ways. Quite a quick little video. I hope you have a go yourselves. Let me know if you do, and whether you make it a little bit more intricate than I have. Maybe this has given you a stepping stone to take it a little bit further as well. Anyway, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay calm. Until I see you next time, thank you so much for watching.